Hiya, I'm Shelly, aka Seashells, and this is Seashells Show and Tell. Today I'm going to show and tell you stuff I've made with silicone molds and polymer clay. Meet the Buggles! One of my favorite things to do lately is to make silicone molds and to experiment with polymer clay and silicone molds. This is the molding material that I use. It's a two-parter. It sets up in about 25 minutes. I am working on a series of imaginary creatures that I call the Buggles. And I've made them nice and small, and so they can be used. They might be a dolly's pet or a familiar, or of course they could be a bead eventually. And this is the first one I made. This is Alpha. I decided, since I was making a whole series, to go ahead, instead of giving them each individual names, just to name them after the Greek alphabet. And then they kind of have names, and I can keep track of which one I made first. And this is little Alpha. This is the sculpted version before I made the mold, and I just sculpt them with regular Sculpey. And I think it started out being kind of a ladybug, only with flowers, and then kind of made a turtle face, gave him some fur on his turtle face, and then I made this mold with him. Now the mold has ripped right down his nose, but you know what, it's one of those good rips, and it actually works very well, helping me get the clay in the mold. Here's a closer up of some of the first ones. I've done some with, like for example, this one, I tried to utilize the little spots on his back into a different color. This one's out of hot glue, much lighter than the polymer clay. Some are canes that were down to the end. I'm also experimenting with how thick and fat they need to be. Here's the second Buggle, the beta Buggle. I've started labeling them. And a friend at work suggested I could put my initials right into the mold, right into the original sculpt, then it's in the mold. So the beta Buggle, that's a tongue twister. Beta Buggle is the first one where I tried that. He's baked several times, as one of the things you can do with Sculpey and polymer clay is to bake it part way and then add more. He had different ears originally. I was trying to go for kind of a human ear, and that didn't really work. I also made the eyes pretty caved in, and then added the eyeballs later. And I don't know if you can see down in his mold where the eyeballs are recessed in. Of course, I'm not going to get as much of a recess as I did in the original mold. And you can see that some of the Millefiori patterns don't look as good on the beta Buggle as they do on the alpha Buggle, but I do like the concept of having them kind of match. There's a nice cane. This one, he looks pretty, the beta looks pretty good. Part of the experiment, of course, is seeing how much you need to put in to make them thick enough to come out. That head turned out good, but the body didn't. Maybe I can use the head for something else. Here's the cane I just made in the bullseye cane video in alpha and beta. Now there was a gamma, RIP gamma. Wasn't thinking quite as specifically about how it would come out of the mold, and it did not come out of the mold. Here are a couple that I've tried. I still tried, even though the original broke in the mold. Coming out of the mold, I've still tried just for examples. Now here's the next two. This one is Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta. This is little Delta. And these two are not finished yet, and I have not made a mold of them yet. But he's got a cute little pig snout. Also looks like a heart if it's upside down. He's got some nice texturing to his back. It's so much fun to see how the texturing comes through the mold onto the polymer clay. Like that texturing right there. And there's my initials in the little Buggle. And then this one will be epsilon. I even put the epsilon there. Don't know where he's going, but he does have a human-ish nose. He might be kind of an owl with a human nose. So I don't know if I'll get all the way through the whole alphabet, but I'm certainly enjoying making these. This is a cane that's so subtle. The red and the dark red are so similar, you can't hardly tell it's a cane, but it is. So I just wanted to show you some of the things I've been working on. More Buggles to come. Would love to hear your ideas of what you would do with a Buggle. Like I said, it could be a little pet for one of your toys even. Thanks for watching. Please share, please comment, please comment and share share your ideas and share with other people. Ideas beget ideas. This is only my second video. I promise they will keep getting better. I will keep making them get better. And follow me on Instagram if you would like. More to come. Live love.